out. Get the guys. Oh my God, she's a psycho. She's a little psycho and pushed me out. And you record this. Michael, get the guy here.
And then she just stood up like nothing happened. She just stood up and continued to talk and have a conversation. Like, how? Hey, shout out to all of the subscribers and members here on the channel. I am Reese Waters, and this is Who Raised Y'all, where we highlight those unique individuals going above and beyond to make society worse.
The suspect then walked up to the tow truck driver and started aggressively berating him.
Well, how much is it you take me out? All right, well, good. I still have to fucking walk off.
Hey. Watch your tone.
You know, the kinds of people you'll see asking to speak to the manager at the pearly gates.
I want to talk to the manager.
Now, just a few months into 2025, we have seen quite a bit of Karen behavior. In fact, so much you guys have asked for me to start a whole new video series just so I can keep up with it.
Hey, watch your tone.
Oh my God. I didn't mean to have my shoe come off. You cannot take me to jail.
You just hit a law enforcement officer.
I didn't know my shoe was going to come off. You can't do that to me. I'm a lady.
Let go.
No, I'm a lady.
And one thing longtime supporters of the channel know is we have definitely seen a whole lot of discrimination in the housing market, pretty much at all levels. But when it comes to Karens in the housing market, I have rarely seen them come together quite like they did in Colorado. She's Hurting Me. Viral video shows Colorado landlord scream and falsely claim she's being assaulted by a black woman without seeming to notice she's being recorded. You know, you have to find the gratitude. I have to appreciate that a woman who is as ignorant as to throw herself down on the ground and pretend to be hurt by a black woman and to weaponize that also would not notice she's being recorded. She is what they call a five-tool player. You know what I mean? Because some people just be ignorant in some aspects, but she runs the gamut. A viral video shows a Colorado landlord storming her tenant's home and launching a heated confrontation before collapsing on the floor and loudly claiming the tenant attacked her. Vontese Wines posted a video on Facebook showing part of the confrontation with her landlord, Elizaveta Anderson. The two are seen on video arguing, but when Wines turns and walks away, Anderson starts shouting that Wines is choking her, then dramatically drops to the floor and begins shouting that Wines is hurting her. "Oh my God, she's choking me," the landlord cries out. "Oh my God, she's hurting me. Oh my head." Now, I'm going to go to the videotape, but I'm assuming she was doing this for the benefit of the police. And it's curious that somebody could be choking you. Somebody could be, you said, "Oh my head," so they're hitting you in the head, but you can express yourself perfectly in the phone the entire time. Like I've been in a few scraps in my life, and I don't know that I would have been capable of conducting a coherent 911 call in the midst of it. Actually, I know that I couldn't because I've lost all of those fights.
Oh yeah? You gonna put us in jail after all this shit? After what you on, bro? You tweaking?
Whoa, what is she tweaking Monday letting she? Oh, it's not the time? Okay, all right. He said she was tweaking. I thought he was about to start playing Jello.
Oh my God,
she's bars up.
Oh
Really?
my God, she's hurting me.
Really? Really?
She pushed me. Oh my head.
Really?
Just out of nowhere, just like that. Because if we told you that we were having a conversation and she just dropped to the ground or out of nowhere, you wouldn't believe it, right? You like, nobody does that. Nobody does that. She at least went out of view or something like that, or waited for you to get close to her or something like it. It couldn't have been that obvious, could it?
Oh my God, Michael, get the police.
That's when I started gagging.
Yeah.
She's pushing me. She's kicking.
Oh, she was gagging? Because I thought she was laughing. I thought she was laughing because I would have been. You know what I mean? Like, if that just happened right in front of me, there's no way that I would have been able to not laugh. And then you would have had that in the background of your video talking about she's choking me, she's hurting me. Laughter. That's what you would have had.
Oh my head.
Really?
Oh my God, Michael, get the police.
That's when I started gagging.
She's pushing me.
Yeah.
She's pushing me. She's kicking me out. Get the guys out. Get the guys. Oh my God, she's a psycho. She's a little psycho and pushed me out. And you record this. Michael, get the guy here. I'm gonna go do the garage door.
And then she just stood up like nothing happened. She just stood up and continued to talk and have a conversation. Like, the audacity of the accusation and the attempted characterization and the weaponization is one thing. But then you want us to take you seriously? You want anybody to take you seriously after that. Anybody who's present after you do that just saw exactly what kind of person you are and what you're worth. Like, how do you want us to act like we didn't just see that?
Oh my God. She hurted me so bad, I'm gonna press charges against her. She killed me and pushed me up front, so I hit my head on this chair table. Oh my goodness gracious. Who are these people? Get the guy here.
Wow.
We're gonna get the remote control down. I came nicely to ask us, and she pushed me. You barged
Really?
in
That's
here.
crazy.
You pushed me.
That's
You pushed me over there. My son is recording everything. Oh my God, this is not normal. You want to live here for free, and I didn't need to get the remote garage. You barged in here. You told that to police after they saw me. Yeah, I didn't touch you.
Nobody touched you when you fell out on the floor. It's on video.
Yeah, we got you in 4K Ultra HD, blood.
Now, you have to wonder at what point she realized that she was caught on video. Apparently not during the recording, because she's still out here claiming that this thing happened and that thing happened. And after you just fell out on the floor like a Life Alert commercial, we're not going to believe anything you have to say after that. And by the way, that also applies to your characterization of the rental situation. Put me on the jury. Put me on the jury, because I don't understand how she can have any credibility about anything after she does that. Like, I believe everything that this woman is saying after you just reenacted Life Alert circa 1994. You know what I mean? Like, you did that. You did that.
This viral video out of Aurora shows what appears to be a woman in despair, claiming she was attacked.
She's kicking me out.
But what she didn't know was the entire incident was being recorded, including this moment just seconds before.
Oh my God,
You
she's
just
kicking
barged
me.
up.
Oh
Really?
my God, she's hurting me.
Really? Really?
She pushed me. Oh my head.
Really?
I knew right then at that point that I was going to need to move.
Vontese Wines had been living in a townhome at South Hannibal Street in Aurora since November of 2024. She was renting from Elizaveta Anderson, who also goes by Elizaveta Anderson.
Now, I asked this question in a previous video, right? Which is, I understand the realities of wealth inequality in America. I understand the Black experience. I understand how much generational wealth has been stolen from the Black community over the course of the years. But I find myself so often these days looking at people seemingly in positions of power or wealth and how they behave and wondering how? You know what I mean? How? What kind of ladders and nets were in place that allowed you to get to a position of power in this dynamic when this is who you are and how you behave. Like, I get all of the racial, I get all of that. I talk about it every day. But you would have blown all that by now. Like, if you been moving like this, you wouldn't, Nah, they would have been got that up off you.
The lease says rent was due on the 1st of every month by noon, or a $110 late fee would be due. But according to Wines, Anderson would often ask for the rent before the 1st.
Every single month.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because she's slipping and sliding. She's slipping and she asking for the rent before the... Now, why is that? Huh? What, you need to go downtown? Like... What the riverboat is calling? Like, why? Why is that? Huh? I have never known a landlord to stop by on the 28th asking for the rent days early, like Tyrone Bingham's like, come on and just give me the rent early, baby.
She will text a couple of days early trying to get me to pay.
Which Wine said she would send.
Every month that I had been there, I paid her early because I had it.
But on March 1st, Wine says she was greeted by an unexpected visitor.
She came over it wasn't even 12:15 yet, to give me that eviction notice. She had texted me the prior day saying that she was coming to change the locks. I kind of thought she was just trying to intimidate me because she had been texting me a lot prior. I heard drilling at the front door, and I was completely shocked.
We reached out to landlord and tenant lawyer Stephen Flaxman to learn more about Colorado landlord laws.
Now that is interesting. So you were paying her rent early, but she decides to evict you and change the locks anyway. Now, why would she create those kinds of problems and go through those kinds of hoops for a tenant that apparently, according to you, was going above and beyond and paying the rent early? That doesn't make any logical sense. So I have to enter into the world of illogical for why you would do a thing like that.
A late fee cannot be charged until the 7th calendar day of the month. So if a landlord is charging you a late fee for paying on the 2nd of the month, that's an improper charge.
But in Wine's case, she says she wasn't even given the opportunity to pay a late fee before locks were being changed.
If you're not opening this door right now, I'm going to have the locksmith open it, and you pay for it.
We spoke with Lisa Anderson, who declined an interview request.
That is certainly not allowed. I think that is probably a textbook case of a wrongful removal or improper eviction.
Eventually, she pushes past me. And that's when she comes inside the house, and you see on the video where she goes straight to the dining room, and we're going back and forth and arguing. And then I suddenly had a really bad anxiety attack, which is when you see me turn away. And that's when she fell out on the floor.
Days later, the Wines family moved out.
I feel a lot more safe over here.
While Vontese Wines works to get settled in her new space, she's still uneasy about how this situation played out.
Now that I've talked to other tenants and we all have this in common, this is not fair that she keeps doing this to people, and there's a lot of people that are being hurt by this.
Now, I, for one, absolutely understand her protecting her peace and moving and getting out of that situation. That would be the logical thing to do. At the same time, I have to be honest, a part of me is extremely annoyed that she's been able to get away with this, because at the end of the day, her purpose seemed to be to get you out of the house, and she was seemingly successful in that regard. So you know what that means? We gonna have to stay on her neck. Oh yeah, video and shame is a hell of a thing. Anderson declined an interview with CBS, but doubled down on claims that Wines physically assaulted her. And text to a reporter, she said she's pursuing criminal charges. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. I'm I'm not believing that. I'm not believing that. Wines shared in her Facebook post that Anderson has remained committed to her dog and pony show. Here we go. I have moved because of all this craziness, but she's claiming injuries due to the fall in the video. Does she think that only her phone works? Does she because she's delusional enough to think, does she think that she's the only one that has video and foot? Like, how does she not understand the concept of we have like what part again? And I got to go back to what I said earlier. How did she get to this point? How is she somebody's landlord and she doesn't understand how video works? She doesn't understand how phones work. She doesn't understand how physics work. She don't even understand how racism works because she tried to weaponize her tears, but was so shameless and shoddy about it that we can't even get that off the ground. Quote, she actually went to the police on 3/10 around 2:30 p.m. claiming to be me, and the police sergeant called me because they thought I was there in the main lobby waiting to speak to an officer. This lady is now walking around with a boot on and crutches from this fake fall on 3/2. The police came on 3/1 and 3/2 right after this fall and saw the video. See, you shouldn't just be able to do that for nothing. You should, no, because when you waste the police time, right, with a false report, they can prosecute you. That's what this needs to be. Every day that you perpetrate this fraud, she needs to pay a fine over to Vontese Wines. Who's opposed? Who's opposed? And yes, I understand the racial dynamics, but I spent a lot of time on YouTube. I seen that commercial where they talking about people taking advantage of the criminal justice system and Trump wants loser pays. This your case right here. This is your case right here. This lady walking around with a crutches and a boot on. You know what? Give her a full body cast. Give her a full. Hey, if you in Colorado and you are a doctor, I need you to contact her and tell her that she's in debt. Give her a full body cast. Put her in traction. Put her in traction. That's what she needs. This is what you need. You know what you need. You know what really help with all your injury from the fall. This straight jacket right here. This straight jacket in this padded room will really help your recovery from everything that you experience. And I do want to give a shout out to the police that gave the call to Vontese Wines because she says they called me because they thought I was there in the main lobby waiting to speak to an officer, but I dispute that. I think they called you because they didn't believe that you were in the main lobby waiting to speak to an officer. So shout out to them for blowing a hole in this particular story. And guess what? Not only do you now have witnesses, you have the witnesses who juries will never not believe, and that is police. In conversations with other tenants, Wines learned that they have suffered similar treatment from Anderson. Quote, now that I've talked to other tenants, we all have this in common. Now, as bad as this is, this woman asking for her rent early, and this is almost like that case in Oklahoma, right? Remember that case in Oklahoma where the woman wanted to be paid for the cabins that she cleaned and said she was fired right before Christmas and all of a sudden got hit with a slew of ends and a restraining order. And the woman was so sloppy, she even texted that she had lied to the police. Y'all remember that case? I cannot believe the audacity that you're asking me for my rent early, threatening to charge me a late fee earlier than you are legally allowed to do so, and then out of nowhere pop up and try and change the locks. Then, when we are in person, you fall down and accuse me of assaulting you and get caught on video and then want to press charges. Like, this is why we do a segment called Who Raised Joe? This is why we do a segment called Who Raised Joe? Because I need to understand How are people like this? How is she able to operate in a functional society? I meant what I said when I said, how did she get to this point in her life? How did she get to this point in her life operating like this? This doesn't make any logical sense. And as bad as all of that is, right? As bad as all that is, it gets worse. It gets worse because we got this from Tony, who's a member of our team on the channel. We got this from Tony. This woman is apparently pretending to be an attorney, claiming that she charges $450 an hour and is threatening people with defamation lawsuits. Yes, that's what she's doing now.
Who?
It's independent journalism online.
Oh, I see. I'm Anna Smith. I'm on behalf of the client. She's a little psycho and pushed me out. And you record this. Michael, get the guy here. Anna Smith. I'm on behalf of the client that you called and there was some kind of false allegation on the racism.
Oh, it's a false allegation.
Your narrative goes down because she was allowed to be a tenant. So there is no racism. The tenant requests to be evicted in writing.
Hold on. Now, the AC...
I guess we don't need to speak, Sonia, because with all due respect, my client requests me to give you a call back, and that's what I'm doing.
Sure, great, thank you. Now, hold on, ma'am. At what point? Hold on. I don't know what type of journalism you're used to, but you're not going to dominate the narrative with me. You're right. I called you, and you called me back. There is no such thing as defamation. There is no such thing as defamation with me following up on already public reporting at nearly every single major outlet already. So this idea that you're going to feel better by bullying the little guy is not how this works. There will not be a single defamation lawsuit. Now, moving forward, there's a video of your client that's gone viral online that your client apparently did not know was being recorded of them. Listen, again, this is not how the law works. Where are you a license? Where? Okay, yeah, that's great. Awesome. Again, it's an online independent platform. You already, again, moving forward. I need to know who you are. I just told you. No, you didn't. You keep talking over me. Again, I don't know. This is not helping your client. This is not helping your client. Good for you.
All right, shout out to Tony for that. We're gonna stay on this. No, we gonna stay on this. I want to see how far she gonna go with it.
Really?
She's hurting me.
Really?
And I definitely want to see how she walks into court. You best believe that.
I'm an attorney.
Thank you for supporting the channel. It is a new season, and with the new season comes new things. And I'm very excited to announce I'll be bringing guests on to my 8 p.m. live starting this very week.
No, never thought leopards would eat my face. Slow it down now.
You guys have sent me in a lot of suggestions for people you would love for me to have a conversation with, people in this particular space, people in the politics space, comedians, commentators, anybody who you would love to see exchange ideas right here on this platform. Go ahead and send in your suggestions. That also applies to my Way of Waters channel as well. I'll be bringing guests over there. So if there's people in the mindfulness space or in the consciousness space you would love to see me talk to, go ahead and send in your suggestions. And don't worry, we'll still have our private chats. Of course, I'm going to open up my lives with a rant like I always do. I'm definitely not a political channel, but I think I'm adjacent. You know what I mean? I think I'm adjacent. I would say, I'm around the corner. I'm not too far. I'm around the corner. Unless, I don't know if they got some redlining going. Maybe they got some redlining going on in politics streets, and now I'm on the other side. And we'll also have the members' lives as well, just when we need to talk offline. So those will be regular. And if you would like to join the channel, there's a link to membership in the description box of all the videos. I want to give a shout out to Obajuru, who's a supporter of the channel, who sent me this as a gift, and I absolutely love it. We're definitely going to find a use for that. And Kit and the Misfit Toys, who sent me this for my Way of Waters channel. You guys are truly, truly the best. And I just hope that I can rise to a level that is deserving of this level of support. Thank you.